Hello everyone, I am Iti Shukla. I am a psychologist and psychotherapist. Today I am here to talk on importance of positive parenting. We all need to understand what is parenting. I hear a lot of complaints from parents saying that children do not obey, they have become very disobedient, they misbehave, and the list can be very, very long. And I, as a parent, I always tell them that this is because somewhere we need to modify our own parenting. So let's understand, my dear friends, that what is parenting, right? And positive parenting. We are all parents, but somehow, somewhere, we are going wrong. And that is why our children sometimes do not behave as we want. They may end up misbehaving, or they may not listen to you or follow your instructions as you want as parents. So let us first understand, my dear friends, that what is parenting. Parenting is a process of promoting and supporting physical, social, intellectual, emotional development. Right? What is physical development? We all understand that. Very well, we understand. We feed our children so much that they tend to become overweight at a very early years of their life, right? So somewhere physical development also needs to be taken care. Too much of feeding, too much of eating, because now lockdown period is going on, everyone is at home. I'm sure there are very few people who must be doing exercises at home, and our children, they cannot go outdoor, so they are sitting at home. And if you end up feeding them too much, then you know what is going to happen. Once we are allowed to go out of house, they are all going to be overweight, including us as parents, right? So you need to be very careful about your own diet and also about your children's diet. Second, I said social development. Now what is social development? Social is the the way they behave with their peer group, the way they behave with their your relatives, friends, people who come at home, and how well they get along with them, how they behave in front of them, how they can play with other kids. Their social interaction, basically whatever they actually learn in school also when they are visiting schools daily. That is social development, where we have to guide them how to deal with their friends if they end up fighting, or they have some differences with them. When children grow up, when they are adolescent years or teenagers, they end up making lot of good friends, but then there are a lot of conflicts also. So we as parents need to guide them. It is as I said, parenting is a process, right? And it goes on from early years to adulthood. At each and every stage we have to keep on guiding them. Yes. Now, intellectual development. Intellectual development, I would say, most of the parents pay attention to only their academic grades. They feel intelligence is all about getting good grades in school exams, and I say no, that's only 50%. There is lot more when we are talking about intellectual development, and that is teaching about life skills, helping them to understand how to deal with different kind of situations that they come across in their life, right from early years of age. Very initial stages of life, we have to see to their intellectual development also, where we can keep talking to them, teaching them, guiding them, asking different questions to them, and above all, listen. Be a good listener also. Try to listen to them. And that's where parenting sometimes lags behind, because we all are very poor in listening skills. So we have to improve our listening skills also. Then next in the line is emotional development, right? This is going to be my main focus today because I'm talking about positive parenting. Now, what is emotional development? We as parents tend to overlook the emotional part of our children. We feel they are so young, they don't understand anything. तो क्या फर्क पड़ता है, कुछ भी बोल सकते हैं, we can say anything, we can talk in any way, they don't understand. My dear parents, this is where you go wrong. Children understand each and everything we say, and that's where the emotional bonding begins. So we have to be very, very careful when we are the way we are behaving or the way we are talking in front of our children and how we interact with them, in what tone we are talking. Whether your child is 4 year old, 14 years old, or adult 18, 19 years old, it all depends on your tone and our emotional bonding, which develops right at a very initial years of life, and we need to be very, very careful about it, right? And today I am going to focus more on emotional development because that is where I feel that parents somehow tend to misunderstand. I would say it's not that they cannot understand, but they misunderstand, and because of this they end up having lot of I would say a strained relationship at a later stage of life when children grow up. Because in my practice I get lot of adolescents or young teenagers. They have this common complaint: my parents just don't understand me. This is the common complaint which children come and tell me. उनको कुछ समझ में नहीं आता है. And why children say like this? What's wrong? So, somewhere I would say, as parents, we need to understand, we need to analyze our behavior when we see that children's behavior is changing gradually, right? So, we need to understand their behavior. We need to somewhere modify our way of talking to them to improve our emotional bonding and our communication with them. Now, how do we go about it? What to do so that our children always have a good respect for us? We have very good communication. They should come and tell us everything they go through in their life. If when they are grown ups, right, or when they are 8 years, 9 years old, when they become adolescents, they end up having some feelings, right? Infatuation is very common at that age, or they may have lot of difficulties with their concentration level. They may not perform as per your expectations in their academic work. So they should feel free to ask you that what to do, how to go about it, and we need to help them at each and every stage of life. And that is what is emotional well-being, emotional development, which we parents need to keep working on. Now, if our behavior as a parent is very strict, right? Some parents I know, they are very strict. Strict in the sense, they get angry very soon, short tempered. For each and every small thing, they might end up scolding their child. Some parents don't hesitate beating also to the young children, and which really shocks me. It's a trauma for me also. You know that how can a parent beat the child? To a tiny little girl or a boy, it's very bad to see that, right? So if you are very strict, where you keep on complaining for your child that you don't know why can't you behave in a particular manner, why your behavior is like this, it's not the child, it's the parents. We have to understand that why child is behaving in a particular manner. We need to understand them. If he or she is uncomfortable, if he or she is crying or throwing temper tantrums or getting angry, right, it's a learned behavior then, because some of the parents don't behave properly. They don't know how to handle their own anger. There are a lot of cases where I have seen where parents, they don't have their own relationship very good. I would say there are a lot of marital difficulties, marital discord. They end up fighting, or at one of the parent is very short tempered, or they get angry on every little thing. So we say it's a learned behavior. So we need to be very careful. If our child starts misbehaving or getting angry, then we have to understand, we have to analyze our own behavior in that case. Only then I would say that we can help our child to improve. Being strict is okay, but too much strictness or hitting and beating or complaining and always giving negative feedback would be very damaging for the child's self-esteem and self-confidence also. And my dear parents, you have to be very particular. I'm emphasizing again and again, this starts at a very initial years of upbringing. So don't think when the child is young or it's only 7 or 8, 6 years old, it's okay to do anything. No, those are the formative years, and that is where you need to be very, very careful if you want to have a very good relationship with your child. So what do we do? How do we behave with our children? I would say we need to be always very positive. Right? Even if the child is doing something wrong, you don't have to yell and scream, because for your children everything is for the first time. If they know it is wrong, why would they go and do wrong? They don't know, right? Maybe out of innocence they are doing, or maybe out of curiosity they are doing. So that does not mean that as a parent I have to always scream and shout. I can explain them. Sit, listen to them, what they have to say. If they end up doing anything wrong in their behavior, you have to listen to them first. Pay attention what they are trying to say. What was the situation? Why the child behaved in a particular manner? And then you can explain the child. You can talk to child. Remember, my dear friends, if you discuss, if you talk, there will be always a very good emotional bonding between you and your child for the lifetime. And the child will have that confidence in you that whatever difficulty I have in my life, I have to just come up to my parents and talk to them and seek their help and guidance. And these children will never hide anything from you. To give a very simple example, I do get lot of cases, where these children come and tell me कि I am not able to focus on my studies sometimes. 8th grade, 9th grade, even 12th standard students, right? Who must have appeared for their exams now. And there are times when they just cannot study. They just cannot focus on what they are doing. They don't know what to do, where to go. There are hundreds of questions in their mind. If they don't come and talk to you, where do they go? Then they end up doing Google, and you know what happens, right? There could be thousands of information which may not be appropriate and which can be harmful. Google is very good, of course, but then if they are bombarded with lot of information, it can be very damaging for the child. So communication is very important, which can be developed during the initial years of the life. So children never hide anything. Even when they become adolescents or teenagers, they will always come to you and tell you, look mama, this is what happened today in my school. See, this girl is having a boyfriend in the class, or mama, I started liking somebody in the class. Infatuation is very common. It might happen right from 11 years of age, right? So we need to be well prepared. You don't have to get shocked. They may come and ask you some weird questions, right? What is gay? Why? What is physical intimacy? And you don't have to stop them and scream at them कि कहाँ से सीख के आया? Who's teaching you all this? What rubbish? Why are you talking like this? No. In fact, I would say that's the right time to start talking about it. You are the best person to guide your children in case they ask you any such questions which you feel it's a hush hush thing. But no, I would say it's the time that you start talking to them about anything they want to know. There is nothing wrong about it. I would say you are lucky if they come and ask you any such questions which otherwise they would go and ask to their friends. and they would get wrong information about it, right? So it is always better that you keep your communication so good that they could always come to you for any different types of questions or anything that comes to their mind. To give a very simple example, let me talk to you about my own son. When he was very young, right, he once asked me, Mama, what is this sanitary napkins are? Right? And I had to explain him what is sanitary napkins in a very straightforward manner. There's nothing wrong about it. Okay? So this is how we have to keep talking about it. Otherwise, if you stop him, if you cut short your children, saying that no, this is not the time for you to ask such question, this is not the right time to talk, it's not like that. It's better to answer the queries or doubts at that particular moment, and of course you have to keep in mind the age of the child also. I would say anytime, anything that your children come up and tell you, it's always good idea to answer them. And in case if you are not able to answer them, if you don't know yourself how to go about it, be honest about it. Tell them, can you give me some time, I will let you know, I will find out what is the right answer for this and I'll get back to you. I think that would be a better option to talk to your children rather than getting angry on the child, right? So simple ways are there to talk, to appreciate. Basically it is good to start on a very positive note. Always remember the tone that you are talking, that plays a very important role. And supportive behavior, even if they are wrong, your support, your teaching, your method of explanation will always help them, right? Helpful behavior naturally is always very good. Now I would come to this screen time, right? Because the lockdown period is going on, and as we all know, it is going to be for a few more days or month. We really don't know. There is a lot of uncertainty. The schools may not reopen for maybe another few months. In June or July, normally all the schools are reopened, right? Now it's all doubtful. We really don't know when it's going to be reopened. So children are going to be most of the time using this internet facilities to for their academic work, for their project work, and lot of other things also, right? Because they are at home, so they are bound to play some games also, they are bound to use some movie time also. There is going to be a lot of screen time, that's what we say. Okay, so social media is also going to play a very important role in our children's life, and we need to understand this also, that how to maintain a balance here. Because too much of screen time, whether it is TV watching, whether it is laptop, tablet, smartphone, WhatsApp, Facebook, TikTok, anything, like, right? There are a lot of things now on screen, and we have to understand and we have to help the children to maintain a balance here about the screen time also. First point is, if you don't know yourself, so you have to understand what are the different apps here that your children are already using it or they have already downloaded, and you need to monitor that. Otherwise children may end up having some problems there, right? We all know what happens when children, that children nowadays open their Facebook account, though the age limit is above 18, but children keep on doing anything that they want to do, and we are not even aware of it, that what is happening on Facebook, TikTok, or WhatsApp, or Instagrams and all that, right? There are so many things, and they end up creating lot of problems for themselves. And that is why, my dear parents, I'm insisting here, if your communication is better and good with your children, you will be able to keep track, you will be able to monitor their behavior, even on social media, even the screen time you will be able to keep track of. And you have to tell them that why it is important to monitor. Because though children feel that now they are 14 or 15, they feel, oh, I understand, I know what it is all about, but they don't understand lot of other things. You have to tell them about cyber bullying also. I'll give you a very interesting case that I had come across a few days back. There was a girl and a boy who started talking in a very objectionable manner, and it was a real major issue. It's not only about young boys or girls. I get cases where 30-35-year-old married people get into the trap because of this Facebook and TikTok thing, right? Even posting and uploading some objectionable things on Instagram, right? So even people, married people, get bullied because of this cyber crime that has been happening. So you have to make your children aware, and always remember that whatever you have given, technological facility you have given to your children, always make a rule in the house that all this media that they are using, it has to be used in front of you. This, your laptop or your PC or whatever smartphone, tablet, whatever you have given to your children, it has to be used in the drawing room itself where people are around. Never allow your children to sit inside the room and latch the door. They are not allowed to lock themselves inside the room with their PC or tablet or smartphones. Please make a rule there. You have a right any time to knock at the door and get inside the room and see what your children are doing. It's okay once in a while to give them little me time, that we say, right? You have to give them some space for their own, but not the entire day. You know it is how harmful it is if you have given them internet facility for the entire day. It can be very risky, and our children are very innocent. They may end up doing lot of wrong things out of curiosity, okay, or getting in the influence of their peer group. Sometimes I'll tell you one very interesting case, one of the which had come to me, and that was this boys used to tell that another like it was like this: the boy was in ninth standard and his friends were in college, some first year second year students, and they became friends on Facebook. And this boy got very highly influenced by this little older children, and they started influencing him so much कि you are such a such a mama's boy, and you are such cool, and you don't know anything what is going on. You are such a kid, you are not 14 or 15-year old, you are such a bacha now, you don't understand anything, you should explore all these facilities. And this boy was so confused. He did not know what to do, and they used to keep on pestering him on Facebook. These are the things, these are the links, go ahead and explore, see all these links. And these were all objectionable sites which was not supposed to be for that age group, in fact not for that other age group also. But fortunately, this boy had very nice parents, very understanding parents. And what they did, this boy, he went and spoke to the parents. Okay, look, this is what is happening. I just made friends on Facebook, which was my mistake, and now I don't know, I'm stuck with this, so please help me out. And parents were also very nice and understanding. So they spoke to the child, they went on his Facebook site, and they started to help him out. And finally they were able to block those boys, and this boy was fortunately saved. Why? Only because he had lot of confidence in his own parents. His parents were so good, the communication was extraordinarily good. So he was able to tell his parents, he had that guts to go and tell ki, look papa, I have made a mistake. I made this group my friend included in them in my friend circle, and that was my mistake. And his parents did not get angry on him, but he, of course they guided him. Okay, look, this is what is dangerous. Even when you don't know someone in person, please don't make them your friends. And also, you also, I mean, we also as parents need to teach our children that we are not supposed to upload anything on any social media without anybody's permission, right? Not to upload any photographs, our own selfies. Children end up taking up their own selfies in different locations, and they tend to upload it in a very objectionable manner, which can be which can have a very bad effect. Thanks now, okay, this is lockdown now, so nobody is going to go out at any site and upload any photos like that. But even at home, you need to be careful what your children are doing, right? So use of social media or use of internet is very good, there is nothing wrong about it, but we need to be careful about it. We need to guide them, we need to tell them what are the advantages and what are the disadvantages, and also with assurance that in case they go wrong or in case they end up with some difficulties, they can come to you, ask for help and discuss about it, right? That is what is needed, and that is what is parenting is all about. And that is what I'm saying, emotional bonding. Without this, children will not come to you. If you keep on getting angry with them, if you scold them every time, then they will not come to you. But remember, I'm not talking about pampering your child, right? You have to maintain a balance, you have to guide them, you have to help to improve them, not to pamper and not to be very strict also, right? Now uh, I will focus on their physical fitness, because lockdown period is going on, everyone is sitting at home, so it is very important that you have to take care of your health also as parents. You have to mind your own diet, your nutrition level needs to be balanced, right? And of course your children, if you are going to eat in a limitation, if you do some simple exercises, if you do some yogi exercises, meditation, if you sit and read books, then your children will also do it, right? Whether they are 4-year old, 12, 13 or any year age, whether they are teenagers, they will do it when you do it. If you just give them suggestions and if you don't practice, trust me, they are not going to do anything. So before you preach, you need to practice, right? So take care of this part also. See to it that your children eat proper nutritious balanced diet, they are doing some exercises, and it could be a joint thing now because we are all at home. Even if you parents are working from home, you all can decide a time where everyone sits together and they do some activities, simple exercises, it can be done. Your children can do sport jogging, which is very good and very healthy, right? You all can use skipping rope if there is sufficient amount of place in the house, right? And of course parents, if they are physically healthy, only then they have to do this sport jogging, otherwise no. You all can do some simple exercises, of course after consulting your physician. If you don't have any physical ailment, then definitely the parents can also start doing some exercises. And meditation is excellent if you can really learn. There is relaxation technique also, which is available on YouTube. Each one of us can really go ahead with relaxation technique, which is very good to calm down your mind also. All those parents who are very hyper, who have got short tempered, they are angry, right? They can improve on this with this relaxation technique. Even your children will improve on their concentration level with this relaxation technique. But as I said, don't preach unless you practice. So it has to be a joint activity, right? During this lockdown, you all can all share the work at home. Teach your boys, your sons also, to take care of the household routine. It's not only for girls, right? So both the genders need to be equally smart to handle household work also. Teach them cooking, teach them baking, teach them cleaning work also, right? Washing clothes, everything. This is all need to be taught to the son, boys also. Both the gender need to learn all this, and I would say this is extremely good time to develop all these skills. These are the life skills which we all need to know, and we all need cooperation from each other, because these things may continue for a longer period of time. So these are simple things which can be done. Share your a lot of jokes at home, do lot of creative I would say, saying stories to each other. with just leaving an open-ended things, where you all can just complete the stories. It can be a very good activity, doing all together, sharing of jokes, uh, going through your old albums in the house, right? And you all can discuss lot of things. There are so many things to discuss. See, Netflix and Amazon, these are not only to watch movies. Please don't waste your time like this. You can just sit and talk about so many things which is there in which is happening across the globe. It will help you to get connected with your children. That gives them that confidence that we can talk and discuss anything under the sun with our parents. So this is what we need to do. We can improve our relationship during this lockdown period. All those people who had strained relationship in the house, they can really sit and understand each other's behavior rather than fighting, screaming. I would say it's a blessing also. We have no doubt lot of uncertainty around us. No doubt we have lot of problems. We really don't know where what is going to happen, right? Lot of issues are there, of course. But then how to we can just select some good positive things for ourselves. We can improve so much about our own self. We can improve our own relationship in the house. All those spouse, that married couples who ended up with lot of difficulties in their life, they can sit back and solve their marital issues also. They can take the support with their children. Children can be helpful there, right? So lot of things can be done. Parenting is not only about taking care of the children, it's about you also. If you are not at peace with yourself, you will never be able to take care of your children. So first is your own health, your own mental health. If you are upset, if you don't know how to take care of yourself, your health is bad, mental health is not good, you are physically you are not feeling good, so you will not take care of your children. How will you do positive parenting? So you have to take care of your mental health also, you have to take care of your physical health also. And I tell you, my dear friends, my dear parents, everything is possible. Everything is possible. You just need to keep an open mind. You have to just keep learning, find out what are the different options available, what are the resources where you can improve yourself, and you see your parenting skills will really improve. With your own calmness, with your own peace of mind, you can do wonderful parenting, right? So coming back to our physical health, as I said, nutrition needs to be taken properly. You have to sleep well, you have to eat also. It should be, I would say, make it a point that everyone eats at the same time. Even that is a very emotional bonding time, when we all people sit together at the same time and eat our meals, right? Afternoon lunch, dinner time, all these things need to be taken together with all the family members together. It again develops our emotional bonding there, right? And one more thing which I would emphasize here, nowadays I'm seeing most of the teenagers, they sleep till 11 o'clock in the morning, 12 o'clock in the morning. My god, that's ridiculous. Please, if you can modify this, teach your children to wake up at least by 7 o'clock in the morning. Make it a rule that after 11 o'clock, there is no screen time in the house. Nobody is using mobile, laptop, or anything for any other reasons, right? It can spoil their health for the lifetime. They have to have a good discipline for their own health. So after, actually each and every family should have some discipline code in the house, where you all decide that after 9 in the night, 9 p.m. until 9 a.m. in the morning, nobody is going to use any media, right? So they will start sleeping at least by 11 o'clock in the night. You all can sit and play a lot of games together, or you all can just sit and talk to each other, listen to each other, talk about different things, but sleep by 11 o'clock in the night and wake up by 7 in the morning latest. Teach them some simple activities to do in the morning. That's a silly thing to say, I don't have any work in the morning, so what to do, right? It's not that only school work we have to do, it's not only academic things that we have to do, and only then we are going to wake up at 7 or 8, otherwise we keep sleeping till 11, 12. No, it's bad for their health. All these things can be taught by our good parenting skills. Your children will listen to you if you explain them what are the advantages of sleeping during the night and waking up early in the morning. Right? All these things can be done which you need to teach them. Okay, now as I said, some exercise is very important. So you have to do for some exercises, keeping active throughout the day. Don't just keep sitting. Simple simple activities to keep yourself busy. Lot of children have lot of talents in them, right? They would like to sing, some children like to dance, and they can really do that, right? You can encourage them. Okay, now it's time they can play musical instruments if you have at home, or they can come up with some drama thing in the house. If there are 2 3 children, if it's a joint family, they can decide and work on some drama or something which they can present in front of their parents. They can end up with some essay writing or drawings, paintings, right? They can dance in the house, they can show you their other talents, right? So there are a lot of things to keep themselves active. It's not only watching TV throughout the day, but all this will happen only when they see that our parents also do something else apart from doing their office work, right? Once you are finished with your work from home, whatever assignment you have got, you also need to spend time with your children to keep them occupied creatively. And you see how wonderfully these things can go on, and we can keep on improving and improving and teaching our children on all these things, right? So what I would say is, we all need to improve on our own parenting skills. If we are good listeners, right? If you are a good listener, trust me, 90% of your conflict will subside there only. As I said in the beginning, lot of people who come to me, they say our parents don't understand us, they don't listen to us, and they start screaming, or they, the parents have got this tendency, before the children complete anything, they start reacting. You don't have to react. You have to be, first listen to them carefully. Let them say what they want. Let them clear their own side what they want to say. Then you can explain them. If they are, if they have done anything wrong, then you can explain them what was the other alternative there, rather than screaming and shouting. Right? So if you're a good listener, then you will see that they will feel more free to express their own feelings, and they will feel more comfortable about about talking lot of different things, right? And also reassure your children whatever they are doing. You have to reassure your children very often, to tell them, you should very freely tell them, I love you, I care for you, and that is why I am worried, right? And very often you should say this, okay, we really love you so much. It's not about, it's not that you are bad. Remember, whenever you are correcting your children, please make it very clear to them that you have to explain them it is the behavior that is bad. The children are not bad, they are not bad, you don't hate them, you are upset because their behavior is wrong, right? So you have to make it very clear to them that we love you, but your behavior is in a particular manner which disturbs us. So you have to teach them what is the right behavior, and you will see that children will start listening to you and they will behave well, right? So as I said, now even the children who are in 10th and 12th, who must have appeared for their board exams, right? And now because of this lockdown and this COVID-19, there is a lot of uncertainty, right? We really don't know, none of us know what is going to happen next. We really don't know how and what planning we are going to do. Lot of things are going to change, so it is quite possible that your teenagers become little bit more worried or tensed, or they behave in a typical manner. So you have to maintain your calm as parent, right? Even you, as parents, some of you might go may end up with some financial crisis because of this uncertainty, because of job loss, or because of lockdown. Lot of things will happen. There are a lot of negative things which may happen, and we really don't know how things will improve. So whatever the circumstances, If the children are upset because they don't know what about their future, what is going to happen academically, they don't know, you don't know, so that does not mean that we all end up fighting. That does not mean that we all behave in a weird and cranky manner. We have to keep our calm. We have to sit and reassure each other that whatever it is, we will definitely find out some meaning in our life. We will definitely see what are the different alternatives, right? So certain things may get delayed. There could be some delays in, pursuing their academic excellence, whatever they were deciding, whatever you had planned for your children after 12th or after 10th. Lot of things may not work in next few months, so it's okay. Maintain your calm, because we are parents, we are elders in the house. So we have to maintain our cool and calm, and we have to keep guiding our children. Okay, it's okay. It's not only in India. It is across the globe. Whatever is happening, it is happening across the globe. So whatever happens, we will find out some options there. So nothing, not to worry so much about their career options, right? So if you, as parents, if you maintain your calm, if your ability can see, when we maintain our calm, our ability to find options improves. We get more resources when we think from a calm and peaceful mind. When you are upset and angry, you really don't know what to do, and you may end up finding some wrong options there. So it is always good to sit, discuss, or just put it on hold. If you feel there are certain circumstances you really don't know what is the answer here, so you can just put it on hold. It's okay. You can tell your children that really I don't know. If you have ended up with some financial crisis because of this lockdown, if something has happened to you financially, feel free to discuss with your children. Even your 10-year-old child can understand if you are going through financial crisis. Don't try to hide anything. Communication is very important, right? Discuss openly, discuss your own feelings, discuss that you are going through some tough times. You yourself as parents might be going a lot of tough times, right? So you can discuss all these things with your children, but remember, with a very cool and calm tone. It matters, right? If you lose your sense, then children will become, they will go into panic, which we don't want to do it. But discussion, yes, you have to discuss with them. You have to be very honest with them and tell them that what are the different issues that as a family we may end up having in next few months, right? So parenting, basically, I said, it's a very very enjoyable thing. Enjoy this parenting stage of your life. We have got the opportunity to mold human life, right? If we can do it nicely, if we can keep little bit peace of mind, if we can understand ourselves, we can do wonders. What exactly we want as parents? What exactly we want, actually speaking? We just want our children to be good human beings, right? When they grow up, they should be able to face the circumstances, whatever that comes in their life. That is what is parenting skills is. It's not only about getting high big packages, right? If they don't know how to face their different circumstances or ups and downs in their life, then what is education for? It's useless, right? What is parenting then if you did not teach them how to cope up with different crises? So parenting is a full time. Enjoy this parenting. It's the best stage of life. I always tell most of the people who come and tell me parenting is very challenging, children misbehave, hey, oh, and I say, why? You need to just sit back and think about your own behavior. Where did you go wrong? What's happening? Why do you feel that parenting is so bad? No, parenting is a blessing. Enjoy these stages of life. It's best thing to do. You are molding somebody. You are trying to make. Your God has given you I would say, a gift to make somebody behave in a particular manner. Teach them good things. Parenting is all about loving, caring, right? My dear parents, my dear friends, life is very simple. Life is very simple. Don't complicate it. Keep it simple. Take care of yourself. Love your children. Communicate freely. Tell to each other. These things can be sorted out. We can take care of lot of things if we are together, right? Family that stays to that prays together, stays together. Which stays together, they continue living happily forever, right? So you have to take good care of yourself also, and you see that parenting becomes very happy, full, like every time it's a blissful life for you also, for the lifetime. You don't have to worry about your children once they are grown up, if you are helping your children in a particular manner, right? So I would say positive parenting is all about getting involved with your children's life, right? Involved का मतलब ये नहीं you start doing policing, over intervention नहीं, not getting too much in their life, creating a problem for them. No, it's monitoring and maintaining a good balance, supporting but in a proper manner, encouraging them, correcting them as and when needed, but in a very positive manner, right? You have to help them to take care of their weak points. Okay, you cannot just keep pampering the child. You have to correct the child, but give the positive feedback. Then tell them that, look better, these are your negative things which we will work together, right? You don't know to do this, you are like this, you are doing this. No, you have been having this kind of difficulties, so now we are going to sit together and solve these issues which you are facing difficult, right? It can be about their behavior, it can be about their academic things, or anything about their future, leading about their own personal life. So you have to sit back and talk to them. Now also, where if your children are in 10th or 12th, they may end up having lot of infatuation difficulty, which is very common at this age, right? They may have this girlfriend boyfriend issues also. So you don't have to become very strict there. I recently had a case where this girl ended up having an affair with a boy, with some local community, I mean somewhere in the neighborhood only. And these parents became so hyper, they took away her phone, they did not allow her to go out. Of course, now to lockdown, fortunately they did not have to stop here. But then why overreact like this? These are stages of development. So talk to the child.